Good Sunday, everyone. My name's Bill, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. Since the last video on Thursday, I am 1 year, 6 months, 5 days sober. Google has messed me all up. I have no idea how long it really has been, other than I know it's 1 year and 6 months, at least. So, that being said, I had a question asked me actually this morning if I went to church. So today's topic is going to be about church and me. I'm going to rewind back to when I was 13. I'll go even farther back. When I was old enough to remember, my maternal grandmother used to take me to the Presbyterian Church in Cuba, New York. And I went to Sunday school every Sunday. And after Sunday school was over, we sat during the regular service. I went with my grandma and sat through the service. And then I don't remember what the coffee hour or whatever it was after the service, but we went, hung out there. And that was almost every Sunday. I was full of life. I had no reason to doubt anything. I was young, and I had no problem going to church. When I was 13, the same grandmother, she'd already been diagnosed with cancer, but when I was 13, she had passed. The cancer beat her. So that was really when I turned my back on God. I could not believe that he could take this religious woman, went to church every Sunday, any special events, she was down there helping out. I couldn't believe that he could take her from me. And I was a rebellious teenager, as it was anyhow, but that was one of the reasons I started turning away. Shortly after, lost a cousin to suicide, a cousin to a car accident, numerous friends to suicide, car accidents. The small town I grew up in, we lost a lot of kids, a lot of close friends, because we were a small town. So I was questioning everything. Why were they chosen to leave? So I really turned my back and walked away. I never stepped foot into a church again until much later when I had children. Tori was born in 99, Ian was born in 02. I wanted to get married in that church because my mom and my father got married in that church. Me, Tori, and Ian were baptized at that church. I'm guessing sometime in 02, 03. I've lost a lot of brain cells and a lot of memory, a lot of time frames. I remember things that happened, but I couldn't tell you the exact day unless it was written down or we had a photo or a little card that told me what day it was. After we got baptized, I'd take the kids to candlelight, Christmas, and Passover on Sundays. That was really the only time we got to go to church. Still questioning why I was there. I was more or less doing it for my children because I still was holding a grudge. And all my loved ones and friends that were taken from me. And then shortly after, kids started playing hockey and we were gone weekends, almost every weekend. So church really wasn't an option. And Tori was jokingly saying, well, Dad, our church is the hockey rink. Well, she's right. It took me a long time to figure it out, but she was right back then. And I'll get to that later as I progress in this video. My paternal grandmother, she was big into her church. My grandfather never went. It was funny. Him and I went hunting. She'd go to church. She loved that church too. Both my grandmothers loved their church. Grandma Pearl, unfortunately, like I said, I was 13 when I lost her. Grandma Mary Lou, she was, I was much older, and that one wasn't a surprise that I was losing her. She'd been ill for a little while. And really since the kids were playing hockey, the church that I loved and I grew up in turned into, I don't know if it's a soup kitchen or food pantry or what it is. Not that I have anything wrong with it. Just all the people that used to go attend that church, old, passed on, moved to Florida, never came back. And any of us younger people either quit going to church or decided to go to a different church because they saw the writing on the wall that there wasn't enough people attending church to keep the church doors open. So fast forward, I really had only attended church. Well, I didn't even really attend church, but only times I really ever stepped into church in my later years was for weddings or funerals. So I don't know. I'm not sure where it all went wrong, but nonetheless, I still didn't have a whole lot of faith back then, because I was one of those guys that my life is shit. Why is my life shit? If there was a God, my life wouldn't be shit. Well, I acted like it was shit, so it was shit, and there's no improving your life when you think your life is shit. And it took me 45 years to finally figure that out. So after, well, I guess when I became the coach at St. Bonaventure and started attending school there, I started getting in touch with God and religion. Professor Bob Dahmer, not Dahmer. His last name is escaping me right now. I've mentioned him before. He was one of my professors for a lot of my religious classes. the man had great insight. He helped explain things to me, and I talked about my concerns from my childhood and where I lost faith, and the man was very wise and helped me discover things that I would have never figured out on my own. And I had to take the classes. They weren't electives. They were mandatory classes, so I had to take them. And I told myself the best thing to do is go in there with an open mind and, help you get through the class. You don't have to buy into it, but at least have an open mind. And I did. And I learned a lot from him. Donius, Bob Donius. There we go. Great man. I think he's a preacher at his own church out near Alfred. Not sure if he's still at campus or not. I lost touch with a lot of people in New York since I've been living down here in North Carolina. And then Father David Blake, he was our team chaplain for the hockey team. I leaned on him a lot, twisted his ear quite a bit, helped me through my classes, and helped me understand things from his perspective. And what a guy he is, too. So I started getting my faith back slowly. I didn't jump right in. I was dipping my toe in the water to see how cold it was. But I don't know. I've always had a thing about the church. Maybe it's my bad experiences or things that I've seen. Because there's bad in anything out there. So I can't use the child molestation and the Catholic churches, and I guess I have a problem with them telling me when and where I can pray, and that Sunday's the day, unless you're a Seventh-day Advent. I'm not even sure how you pronounce that last word, but I know they go to church different days during the week. And so I really still have, I don't know. I've gained faith in the Lord since sobering up. I kind of threw myself at Him, asked for forgiveness. I pray every day, twice a day. I don't need to go anywhere to pray. I do it right by my bedside, whether it's in the hotel, up in it's been a while since I've been in New York, but, wherever I'm at, I pray in the morning and I pray at night. And that's every day, not just Sundays. I don't ask for forgiveness on a Sunday for all the fucked up shit I did all week long and say a few Hail Marys and I'll be forgiven. If I fuck up, I ask that day, please forgive me for what it was I did. Help me be stronger so I don't resort to my old ways and keep me on this path that I've been going down. And there's a lot of great pastors and ministers, and I share prayers on my Facebook page every morning. And I'm sure there's great churches out there. I just don't go. It's just been me. It's still just me. So I pray wherever I can. I guess what I'm trying to say is I lost faith in humanity as I gained faith in Christ. I think man has ruined the church, and it's a generalization. I'm not saying every church is bad, because I watch different services on YouTube. Elevation Church has, I think his name's Steve Furick or something like that. I post him on my YouTube channel all day. Seems like a great service. I can barely afford the house that I live in, let alone getting evil eyes for not putting money in the collection plate at the church. And that was one of the last things that I experienced the last church I was in. I didn't have any cash on me, and I didn't have no money. And I passed the collection plate past me, and people on my right and people on my left gave me the old stink eye. I didn't know I had to pay to pray. I understand that's how they keep their doors open, but, back in those days, I barely had a pot to piss in. Always seemed to find money for alcohol, but I didn't have money for anything else. So I don't go to church. Maybe someday I find the right person and she wants to attend church with me, or wants me to attend church with her. I'm not opposed to it. But as it's just me right now, I like it just me and God in my bedroom or wherever I stop to pray. It feels more comforting, and it's helped me get as far as I have now by doing what I've been doing. I open myself to new things every day. I'm finding newer YouTube channels with newer stuff. So I'm not closed-minded, and as I said, maybe someday the right person comes along and that's her thing. She likes going to church on Sunday. I'm not gonna not go if she asks. And maybe I'll start respecting it again. But I'm not saying I disrespect all churches. It's certain churches that get a bad rap that really make you realize that, man has ruined a lot in this world. I'm not saying men, human beings. So, that's my take on church. I respect anybody that goes. Because everybody's got to find their own thing to help them through whatever they're going through. My Bible, my knees next to my bed, wherever I stay, that's church to me. I'm at one with God, and I believe He hears me with every prayer, because every day He does something or things that I've asked for, signs, and He hasn't let me down in a year. I thought He was letting me down at first, but I realized as I kept my mouth shut and my mind open, everything happens for a reason. And what's yours is yours. What's meant to be for you will be for you in God's timing. So I'm trudging through every day, and I'm not gonna quit. I'm here to say that. But I hope I hope you're all doing well. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. It was nice to actually have somebody ask me something, so I didn't have to try to create a topic on my own. Because sometimes it gets hard to pinpoint one exact thing that I'd want to talk about, and it just happened that today was a good morning. Got a personal message on Messenger asking me about church, if I go to church today. I did. I was on my knees next to my bed at 6:30 a.m. before I went to the gym. I was there for about 5 minutes, maybe 10. And I won't be here next to my bed tonight, but next to my hotel bed. I'll be revisiting church again for another 5 to 10 minutes before I go to bed. So, church can be anywhere. It doesn't actually have to be a physical location. And right now, that's the church I choose to be at. So, I hope you all have a blessed Sunday. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for all the comments. They were wonderful. All the likes about my 9th video. Hopefully some of you enjoy this video as well. Thank you. I owe all of you a great deal of thanks and appreciation, because you help me stay going as well as I keep myself going, and asking God to keep me going in the right direction. And they've all been working hand in hand, and thanks. I'll see y'all next Sunday. Much love and positive vibes. Love you.